Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. The elder apostles in Connecticut, the bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And this is, of course, Trump, second term live update. Trump says USID is ran by radical lunatics. When radical lunatics, right? So this was about an hour ago, and says an overview news buddy says Donald Trump has imposed a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico, as well as 10% tariffs on goods from China, despite warnings. See, and that's a fool. That is a fool, right? Despite warnings, because only a fool will get warned and still do the opposite of what a warning is meant to do. That such tariffs could increase prices paid by U.S. customers, which they pretty much know that this is the way you kind of cover up inflation, and that this country is going down. You kind of cover it up. Um, yes. Oh yeah. President Trump has also started that he will stop all future funding to South Africa, right? Which, hey man, that's not why you're trying to stop funding to South Africa, right? That's not why you're trying to stop funding to South Africa at all, right? That's because they don't want you. They don't need you, right? They're getting their loans and they're getting their things from the BRICS, right? They're getting a way better deal from the BRICS, so they don't really need you. So if you cut, I'm going to cut them. I mean, it sounds like it's your decision, but it's really not your decision. It's not up to you because they decided to go with the BRICS, right? They're getting a way better deal from the BRICS, claiming that the country is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people unfairly. Oh yeah, you mean like you do? You mean like America, right? You treat certain classes of people unfair, right? But yeah, President Trump has made his threats to to impose tariffs on some U.S. trading partners, announcing Saturday that he will levy 25% tariffs on some goods from Canada and Mexico and 10% on China, which we already read that. Experts have warned Trump of this magnitude will likely increase prices paid by U.S. and Trump appeared to acknowledge that some pain might be possible to the U.S. So he's saying, "Hey, look, hey, y'all just gonna have to face it. It don't matter." President Trump spoke to reporters on Sunday night among a roster of topics mentioned that he believes his head his head is of of the new Wait a minute. Wait. He believes that his head of the new Department of Government. Oh, so it's new. It's a new department, right? Bet you it is new world order. But yeah, allegedly, right? But a new Department of Government. Uh, effectively, um, Elon Musk is doing a good job. Oh yeah. He's doing a superb job because everybody's gonna have to pay more everywhere. You know, all the goods, food, gas. That's basically they're saying everything's gonna go up, right? So we thought things were bad under Biden about the gas and the food and hey, it's about to be bad. Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. The elder apostles in Connecticut, the bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To your sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And this is, of course, Trump second term live update. Trump says USID is ran by radical lunatics. When radical lunatics, right? So this was about an hour ago, and says an overview news, buddy. Says Donald Trump has imposed a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico, as well as 10% tariffs on goods from China, despite warnings. See, and that's a fool. That is a fool, right? Despite warnings, because only a fool will get warned and still do the opposite of what a warning is meant to do. That such tariffs could increase prices paid by U.S. customers, which they pretty much know that this is the way you kind of cover up inflation, and that this country is going down. You kind of cover it up. Yes. Oh yeah. President Trump has also started that he will stop all future funding to South Africa, right? Which, hey man, that's not why you're trying to stop funding to South Africa, right? That's not why you're trying to stop funding to South Africa at all, right? That's because they don't want you. They don't need you, right? They're getting their loans and they're getting their things from the BRICS, right? They're getting a way better deal from the BRICS, so they don't really need you. So if you cut, I'm going to cut them. I mean, it sounds like it's your decision, but it's really not your decision. It's not up to you because they decided to go with the BRICS, right? They're getting a way better deal from the BRICS, claiming that the country is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people unfairly. Oh yeah, you mean like you do? You mean like America, right? You treat certain classes of people unfair, right? But yeah, President Trump has made his threats to impose tariffs on some U.S. trading partners, announcing Saturday that he will levy 25% tariffs on some goods from Canada and Mexico and 10% on China, which we already read that. Experts have warned Trump of this magnitude will likely increase prices paid by U.S. and Trump appeared to acknowledge that some pain might be possible to the U.S. So he's saying, "Hey, look, hey, y'all just gonna have to face it. It don't matter." President Trump spoke to reporters on Sunday night among a roster of topics mentioned that he believes his head his head is of of the new wait a minute. He believes that his head of the new Department of Government. Oh, so it's new. It's a new department, right? Bet you it is new world order. But yeah, allegedly, right? But a new Department of Government uh, effectively, Elon Musk is doing a good job. Oh yeah. He's doing a superb job because everybody's gonna have to pay more everywhere. You know, all the goods, food, gas. That's basically they're saying everything's gonna go up, right? So we thought things were bad under Biden about the gas. Yeah. So basically just talking this BS. You know what I mean about he's gonna cut off Africa because you know all this it's just all BS because really they don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean? And which really, like you say, it's going to make the American people pay more. Which tariff just means tax. So tax, you're going to have to pay the overall of the tax, which is really goes into inflation. And so really, we're basically paying inflation tax, right? Until hyperinflation gets here, But just bits of getting what they call. So yeah, fair use. You know what I mean? For educational purposes only. I'm not using this to make any money. 1976 Act. Fair use. My needs. Last week, something happened on the part of a country called Indonesia. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a remarkable country in Asia, made up of 18,000 islands in the Pacific. It's a huge country. The population of Indonesia is 280 million people. Makes it one of the largest countries in the world. Let me remind you, the population of the United States is 330 million. 280 isn't that far less than 330. It's an enormous thing. What they did, they joined the BRICS. They joined a full partner of the BRICS. BRICS, by the way, means it's the first letters of the countries Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. A dozen years ago, they began to form an alliance of what came to be called the Global South, to be independent, relatively, from the domination of the United States. And the core economy there, the biggest one, the most powerful, is, I'm sorry to tell you this, I know it'll come as an upset, the People's Republic of China. Remember, I'm the messenger. I have no responsibility for this at all. China and the BRICS. Indonesia joined them. Together now, the BRICS, built around China, have as the population of the countries that are part of the BRICS, about 22 countries now altogether. They have about 55 to 60% of the population of the world are members. What is the percentage of the world's population of the United States? 4.5%. You understand? We are 4.5%. They are 50 to 60%. In the words of, Mickey Mouse, those odds are not so good, no matter how you cut it. And as a group, let me tell you how you cut it. We in economics have this little game. We ask, what is the total output in goods and services in a year of a country? Gives us a kind of rough idea of how big a country it is, how important its footprint is in the world. Okay, so if you take the BRICS, together now, they are about 35%
maybe a bit more. Total output of the world. If you add up each of those countries' total output in a year, and you add them up, they account for 36%, more or less, of the world's output. Now let's compare that to the United States and its major allies. Those are called the G7, the group of seven. United States, Japan, Canada, Britain, France, Italy, and Spain. Britain, excuse me. Okay, that used to be the dominant player of the world. That used to be what world trade meant, what they did. Together they, that's all of them, now account for about 28% of the world's output. Do you understand? The BRICS is now what the United States was, but is no more. Now, if you're looking to where the wealth is, you go east, not west. If you're a poor third world country, as we used to call them, and you need money for a build railroad, or you need to find places to sell your exports, you direct your diplomats first to go to Beijing, because that's where it's at. If you can't get a good deal there, well, you might go to London or Washington. But whatever you are doing, you're going to play them against each other. You're going to say to the Americans, oh, that's the best you offer? Let's go to the other place, see what they offer. You want to know why most of the railroads being built in Africa today are being built by the Chinese? There's your answer. They got a better deal. Everything is changing because of these. There's your answer. They got a better deal. Everything is changing because of this, except here, where the make-believe is the way this country is dealing with this. Denial. We ought to ask Dr. Fraud to help us with the understanding psychologically. We all know it from our personal lives, right? When we've lost a friend or a lover, and we had to wait until all our friends told us what we couldn't face ourselves. Well, we are the friends in this country who are being unable to vent. That's why what Indonesia did last week is something I'm not going to ask how many of you noticed it, because nobody will raise their hand. How could you? Make-believe made sure that was not on the newspaper's front page, or in most newspapers on any page, ever. How many of you know that the Chinese are now the fast-growing dominant economy in the world? We're not. We haven't been for a while. Every major high-tech firm in this country has an analog in China. When we heard earlier that there was an offer by China and by Russia to work with the United States earlier, which the United States turned down, that's part of denial. They didn't just turn it down then, they turned it down now. One more example, and then I'll stop and tell you what this all means. 15 years ago, every automobile company on this planet went to work trying to develop what they understood was the next wave in that business, which was putting aside the gasoline-powered car and substituting an electric-operated car or truck. By the way, not a rational response, because it's terribly wasteful to have that vehicle, which those of you who have it notice, sits on the street or in the garage most of its life. That's kind of, let's use a fundamental word, stupid.
Yeah, so they put these tariffs, but really it's really going to shoot themselves. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot, right? Because it's not going to work out the way that they thought, right? And eventually, it's going to get out of control. The people are going to, of course, going to be uprising of the people, as the scriptures say, right? And then once the uprising and the release of all these different created things that Esau created, and the created things that the Most High created, right? Things that they have never seen before, right? Things that Esau don't have control over, right? And even the machines, the AIs, they don't have full control over the AI, right? Right? So things are going to go left real fast, right? So this is the Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. The beginning of pride, right, which Edom has, and Donald Trump kind of hyper facilitates that, right? He hyper englossates that, right? He he magnifies that pride, right? You could just see that it's these people, right? That Esau Edom with pride. When one is departed from the power, the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, and in his heart, La'ab, right? Your mind is turned away from his maker, right? In which, ultimately we know that the Most High is our maker, right? Which is the Israelites, right? The Israelites, he only knoweth us, right? As the scripture says, out of all the families of the earth, he know you. But the Lord is also known as the Father of spirits. So he made everyone, right? So he's technically the maker of all, right? Through his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that haveth it shall pour out abominations, right? And that's this place, man. America, Babylon the Great pours out abominations, right? Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead, which is America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, which is her, right? Right, which you may call it Lady Liberty, right? Which is the daughter of Babylon. So upon her forehead was written Mystery Babylon, because at first, there was a time that these things were, shut up unto us, right? Right, the Lord closed the understanding of the prophets, but in these last days, he's opened up the understanding unto the prophets, right? So now that thing that once was a mystery is no longer a mystery. Mystery Babylon, see, right? Given that clues, the great, right? Babylon the Great, right? Which America is the great America the Great, right? That's what they call it, right? The great USA, the great America, right? And that's Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, right? The mother of harlots and what? And abominations of the earth, man. And all sorts of abominations and atrocities go out all through the earth from this place, America, Babylon the Great, right? You have was it called the Philippines, who made it legal for same sex, allegedly, because now all of a sudden they pull back and try to put that they didn't agree to that, but it was all over every type of news article and every type of thing saying that they made it legal. Now all of a sudden that America's not looking so hot, right? They pull back, right? And but just everything else, right? They got concrete. Everybody got these tall buildings. That all comes from America, right? Everybody's wearing these suits and ties, right? With all these different mixed fabrics. Those are abominations, man. Right? Male with male, woman with woman. I mean, that stuff happened throughout the whole entire world, man. Right? Kill your neighbor for the next so-called come up. Right? That's the so-called American dream, and people that's the reality throughout the earth, right? Right? Because Esau Edom is ruling the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, right? Which are you Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? Dealing with America, Babylon the Great, but you also, you Israelites, you Israelite foreigners, right? Whether your phenotype looks like another nation, but your bloodline goes back to Israel through your father, or you look like a straight up Jake and you're just an Israelite foreigner as far as mentality or lack of thereof of which is called ignorance. Ignorance just means you don't know, right? Right? You don't know what's going on. You don't know that you're an Israelite, but that doesn't change the fact of the spirit. And these things are right, and judgment, right? They don't change the judgment of the Most High, which is going to come for you, right? You saints, right? You Israelites around the world, judgment, either redemption or judgment is coming for you. And with the blood of the martyrs, right? And there's some of us that's going to be martyrs for the name of Yahweh, right? And ultimately for his son's name, Yahweh Shai, right? Right? But worshiping Yahweh Shai is worshiping the Father, right? By process of elimination, right? By default, worshiping Yahweh Shai, you're worshiping the Father. And so we're gonna, right? Yeah, see, martyrs of what? Of Yahweh Shai, right? Hey, see, hey, I didn't even, yeah, see, martyrs of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, right? And that's because this place, it got the glamour and the glitz, man. It got the smoke and the mirrors, man. It looks good, at first. But once you're here, once you're all the way up on it, you see how ugly it is. I think someone said it's called Monet. Monet. I think it's a French word. I believe it means like it looks good from far away, or it's pretty from far away, like a chick. She maybe look good from far away, but once you get up on her, you're like, oh, never mind. Like, you know what I mean? And that's this place, man. Right? America, Babylon the Great. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government, right, of a prudent man is well ordered, right? So Trump passing all these executive orders for this and with that and this and that, but that shit is not well ordered. Most of your stuff comes from China, so why would you put a tariff on China, right? You're putting tariffs on Russia. Most of America's bullets, their bullets come from Russia. Most of your TVs and your good cars come from China, right? Because the American cars that's made here are crappy. So the best cars are from China, right? So why in the world would you do that, right? Which is not you being well ordered. Mexico and Canada are the closest places to you, and they're somewhat like an ally, I believe. Why would you put tariffs on your ally, and they're close? Wouldn't you ease the thing so that way it makes it easier, so it makes it cheaper for the people? See, but I believe he's trying to do is he's going to use the tariffs, which is taxes, which is going to affect the people, and use that to raise money. And then later on, he's going to say how he's going to pat himself on the back of how he raised so much money, right? I believe they were talking about that. They're going to put some type of rainy day fund or some crazy madness. I forgot the name of it, but that's what they're saying. But it's because they're going to take the money from the tariffs, which are taxes, which the American citizen is going to pay for, and they're going to use that to raise the money, and then later on pat themselves on the back saying how they raised this money, right? As the judge of the people is himself. So as someone judges the people, and there's a bunch of confusion, which we seen that during the CV-19. Under CV-19, there was a bunch of confusion. And then once they released it, there was more chaotics than ever before, right? Just a complete confusion, right? And chaos, right? Which is going to increase, right? Because wait till this Dow Jones drop, and the abatyat, the clay, the debt finally hits rock bottom, and all hell is about to break loose, especially since people had to pay this extra stuff because of this tariffs, and it's going to put strain on the American family, right? That American dream, which is going to turn into an American nightmare, right? So are his officers, right? And the police, or even these so-called high officials that's standing right next to Trump. They're no better, because they're supposed to advise him the best thing, but they're the ones who is the one telling them, hey, yeah, put the tariffs. They're advising him, so they're no better than him. They all think it's a great idea. And what manner of man, the ruler of the city in America, right? As I just read it to you about Babylon, right, which is that city, right? Matter of fact, I might go back to it just to show you, because I think it's down a little bit further. Because Babylon the Great is that city. The ruler of the city is such are all they that dwell therein. And so this dude is easily manipulated to think that this is going to be a great idea, or basically he's coached into it because this is what the elites want. But the elites are foolish, because this is going to be their demise. Not just America's demise, it's going to be their demise. It's going to be the demise of the Edomite empire altogether, right? Because America's so intertwined, their dollar, especially it being the world reserve dollar, it's so intertwined with every country and with everything within the world, collapsing the dollar and collapsing all these, bro. It's not gonna go well, right? It's gonna look like it. You're gonna push your your CV. You're gonna push your Karagma, Crocs, Grapho. You're gonna put the MARK, right, which is the mark of the beast, right? Which is of the beast. Your MARK, which is of the beast, right? It says yeah. And so when all hell breaks loose, people are basically gonna lose their wits, man. Like I believe the apostles used to, it's a quote. This is from someone else, but they say when there's nothing to lose, people lose it, and that's what's gonna happen, man. When there's nothing to lose, people lose it. They're gonna lose it. It says a unwise king, and that's basically what he is. He's the king of Babylon, and he's a very unwise king. Destroyeth his people. Hey, and then put these taxes and these tariffs upon the America. It's gonna destroy his own people, and he thinks it's a great idea, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, right? Which that's talking about, for us is going to be the elect, man. The kingdom of heaven and the world, once the elect, starting with Yahushai, the 144,000, with King David, come down, put everybody in subjection, start cleaning the earth, rebuilding, right? Through free slave labor, right? right? Taking the wealth of all the other nations unto the Israelites, right? Because wealth is transferred, right? And it's going to be transferred to the righteous, to those who are prudent, who have prudence, and given the authority from on high, from the Most High, right? In righteousness. And everything is going to be inhabited the way it's meant to be inhabited, right? Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 17, verse 17. For the power of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, had put in their hearts, right, la'ab, their mind, to fulfill his will, right? Which this is really, Trump doing this is really to fulfill the will of the Most High, right? Because the charagma, right, the mark of the east is, or the MARK of the beast is it's really the Most High's. It's the Most High's will, right? It's in the scriptures, so it's his will for you to push that, right? Your Operation Warp Speed is really you obeying the Most High. It says, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beasts, right? See, and this is all of the Most High, right? To giving their thing over to the WHO and the UN and the power over to the WHO, the UN, and what's the other one? The World Economic Forum, right? This is all of the Most High that you would do such a thing. It's the Most High's will, and gave their kingdom unto the beast, right? The MARK beast of the beast, will, right? But gave their kingdom unto the beast, right? Which is the fourth beast, right? Which is the one with the deadly wound that was healed in return, which is the red dragon, which is the Roman Empire, which we're in the second leg of the Greco-Roman Empire, right? Which were ruled by the Edomites, which are ruled by the Edomites to this day, unto the words of until the words of the power shall be fulfilled, right? So after all these things, the World War III is happening. People should go into their own people. The race wars are going to happen. Then World War III, the Karagmas will be pushed. Mandatory, right? Which they're talking about mandatory, pushing a identified, digital identity, right? A digital identification. They're already doing it in Ethiopia, right? And it's mandatory. And that's just one country. So imagine when every country is saying your digital ID is mandatory and it has to be connected to your bank. So that way I know when you buy and when you sell, right? Which is still not the charagma yet. It's still not the mark of the, the BEAST. Still not that, right? But you're one more step closer, right? Especially when they could still know when you buy, when you sell. There's not even being able to work under the table or do this or that and make extra side money. There's no, it's all your money and everything has to be directly to that, right? So it says, yeah, but until the words of the power, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, be fulfilled. It says, and the woman which thus saw it is that great city, right? Babylon the Great, America, the daughter of Babylon, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So just to show you that it's talking about that city, the same city, right? Which is, her, which will be destroyed, right? Right? Yeah, to get back right here, it says Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 13. It says, for pride is the beginning of sin, right? And he that haveth it shall pour out abominations, right? Went into that. Abominations, the mother of the abominations of the earth, right? America, Babylon the Great. And therefore, the out of one, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, brought upon them strange calamities. And that's ultimately what's going to happen to this place, man. When all hell breaks loose and all these race wars and riots and these freaking wild beasts and crazy inventions and drones and ultimately the chariots, right? The angels, right? Not, they even got the reverse engineered so-called chariots too. So you got, hey man, it's gonna be, right? What did it say? Reality is stranger than fiction, and that's what you're about to see. Strange calamities, right? The Lord said He's gonna send forth wild beasts that spit out sparks and tempests, which means He's gonna send forth like you ever see the fictional things where it has dragons shooting fire? The Lord said those things actually exist. Leviathan, right, which they have shows or movies about Godzilla. Well, that thing you're about to see that's real. Godzilla, which is Leviathan in the scriptures, is real and overthrow them utterly, right? So this whole thing is going to get utterly overthrown, right? Through the race riots, which they're already doing that now. They started in LA, right? The Mexicans are getting mad because this guy is talking about deporting them. So then now it's over here in Phoenix, in Chandler. They're out there rioting and fighting with the police in Chandler here in Arizona. My sister called me and was saying she could see them fighting with the cops, and even they were basically ready. She said those young Mexicans had on bulletproof vests and all sorts, so they were ready for that, for they were ready to lose it, man, right? So it says the Lord have cast down their thrones and poured upon the princes, right, these rulers, right, start Trump, Kim Jong Un, what's Putin, what's the dude in Canada? Goddamn. Dang. Almost had it. I don't know. Whatever the prince, the whatever the guy is in China, right? Forgot his name. Basically, all you got, you're basically your rulers at the end of the day. But yeah, I know it starts with a G. The guy from Canada, Godot. Yeah, that is Godot, right? Canada, Godot. These all these devils, man. All you heathens and you devils, man. Right? And set up the meek in their stead, right? In which that's dealing with Yahweh Shai in the elect, right? Which those, by process of elimination, those are Israelites, and what all Israel shall be saved. Yeah. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, right? So as you're pushing forth this charagma, right? Because this whole thing with the tariffs is really a push to get the uproar of the people, right? Which that's already happening. Like I said, in California, they started last night. The so-called Mexicans, which are really Issachar, right? They're part of the nation of Israel. They're our brothers, but at the same time, the Lord has 2/3 of Israel, right? The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. That's going to be in a state of a fog or dust, confusion, right? Because this is Babylon the Great, right? When you go into the word Babel, right? Or Babylon or Babel means what? Confusion. And this, you're in a confused state, thinking that if you're warring and fighting against these people and this and that, that life is so-called going to be better. No, this is the will of the Lord, which we just read that. This is the will of the Most High, right? So in the fullness of his sufficiency, right? When the charagma is out, pushing forth that thing, that thing, right? He shall be in straits. So really, like I said, he's going to actually, it's going to be strange calamities. He's going to lose complete control. He's not going to be able to control what's happening. He thinks he control, because he could do the fracking and the stock market, but really, even the Most High proved that he couldn't control it. And was it '08 when it crashed, right? Because when it crashed, the numbers ended up with 777, right, which is the numbers of the Most High, right? So it's showing you that the Most High has power. He controls this whole thing, right? So it says every hand of, right, going into it, that every hand of the wicked, right, which that word wicked goes into laborer, right? When you go into the blue letter, which I'm not going to do, you have to do it yourself, right? Go to the blue letter and hit that word wicked right there, and you will see that it goes into laborer, right? Laborers or wretched ones, right? Right? Because that's how they look at us, right? You're just goyim, right? You're just cattle. You're to be just looked over, mulled over, rolled over, stepped on. You don't mean a thing, right? But the things that the Most High has is for him to have what? Strange calamities, right? And every hand of the wicked, right? The laborers, the ones who the blue collar worker shall come upon him, right? So everybody's been rioting, fighting in the streets, and which you have a little bit of that uproar of the people right now. That's those starting to happen all over the world. But right now in America, Babylon the Great, it started in L.A. Now it's here in Phoenix, which is in a suburb called Chandler. I don't know if it's downtown Phoenix too, but I know Chandler it definitely was. Might be in Phoenix too, right? Which is the capital of Arizona, which is Phoenix. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the power of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall cast his fury, right? His anger. See, the Lord is angry with this place of his wrath upon him, right? And shall rain upon him while he is eating, right? While everything's looking good, right? Right? Back in the day, they used to say that I'm eating, I'm out here eating. Basically mean they doing good. They got plenty of money saved up. They got plenty of with guns and butter. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. They everything is looking good, right? So it says yeah, right. I like when he is about to fill his belly, right? Metaphorically speaking, right? The power shall cast his fury upon his fury on his on his cast his fury of his wrath upon him, Slakia, and shall rain upon him while he is eating. He shall flee, right? That's where Elon Musk comes in at, right? Flee the iron weapon, right? Because they're going into these spaceships so they can flee the ICBM missiles from the war once World War III happens, and the nuclear holocaust happens, right? Cleansing, right? The nuclear cleansing, right? That's ultimately what's going to happen. And the bow of steel, right? So they're dealing with the ICBM missiles, right? Because it's a weapon, and the bow, right? What you do like a bow and arrow, right? Which they tell you that a stolen nuclear missile is called what? A broken arrow, right? When you watch that movie called Broken Arrow, it was basically about a stolen nuclear missile. It's called the Broken Arrow. So which they know nuclear missiles, that's a terminology for them as arrows. It says the bow of steel shall strike him through, right? Which this thing is gonna destroy their economy. It's gonna burn it up, right, so to speak, right? The thing that they thought was gonna happen ain't gonna happen the way they thought it was, right? Because they're gonna have pretty much most of the planet, with the charagma, have pretty much a lot of people, getting down with the the 15-minute cities, because they show you that on that movie. What is it? Demolition Man. You're gonna have plenty of people who's citizens of the new global society, right? It's going to be a global society, right? Yeah. So this is James chapter 5 verse 1 says, to go to now, ye rich men, right? And that's ultimately Donald J. Trump, right? He's got Elon Musk, which really are, they're poor guys compared to, the elite, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, right? There's a bunch of other more, that I don't even know those names, because they don't let you know too many of those other names, but they was it Heisers, right? Some other, it's a bunch of other names, going back to those actual real true rich men who got trillions of dollars, who they can make this problem go away overnight, and they don't even got to put all everyone has to do just put in a portion of what they have. They don't even have to come out like they could just all put 10%, 20%, or whatever it was from each so-called, but they don't want to do that, right? Because the thing is to make you their slaves, right? Debt slaves. But the Lord said they're going to weep and howl. Just says, go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten, right? So that's ultimately what's coming down the way, man, right? Because you're supposed to know that this guy is your enemy, right? Yeah, so this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. It says, what? Never trust thy enemy, right? And everybody went and voted for Trump and all these other things. And they're even, like I said, they're over there fighting in California, over here in Arizona, and all these other different places. They're making an uproar. They're basically trying to, that's still in a way of them saying, I trust your system. Let's protest, because protesting have worked some way, somehow in the past. So, we're going to use one of these old methods, right? Which are basically, what the Lord said, they're being taught by the precepts of men, right? That's just a precept of men, or even the traditions of men, right? You should talk by the traditions of men or the precepts of men, right? The thing that works is following, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, the truth, man, right? But the Lord said, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? And they're about to see the wickedness of Donald J. Trump. You see the wickedness of the self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? It says your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them is a witness against you, right? And so what do we read? Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And his wickedness, and it says that this is what? A witness against him, that rust, right? You know what kind of guy he's been throughout history. Man, he chopping off people's hands, putting them up and tying them, chopping off both of your hands, tying your hands together with a rope, and then putting the rope around your neck because you didn't get them enough gold. Hanging women upside down, slicing open the stomach, stomping on the baby to feed their dogs because they so-called ran out of food. At least that's what they say. Taking your babies and put them into alligator pits so they can make alligator skin purses, or they can make shoes out of your skin, right? Because I remember I did a lesson on that. They made a pair of shoes out of Nat Turner's skin, right? Right? Allegedly, right? you know. But this is a guy you trust. Oh yeah. I trust you with my finances, with my well-being, my overall. Yeah, you know what? You care about me. After CV19, you should know this guy. They don't care about you, bro. They don't care about your well-being, huh? Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness to your greed, man. And ultimately, that's what you're supposed to be looking at, man. They tell you that. Follow the money. If you want to know anything, follow the money. Right? The rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, right? That's going to be them ICBM missiles, man. That bow, right? And ye have heaped up treasures together for the last days, right? And that goes into that bow. Matter of fact, I was going to do that. Go to that, yeah. So I'm gonna go right here. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is the right hand, right, which is Yahweh Shai, the Lord's only begotten Son, which is the one being that the Most High created, which His Son created every other thing else that's living and breathing, the trees, the animals, the insects, you, right? He created everything, right? He gave His Son power, right? It's His right hand that's coming to judge the quick and the dead, right? He's going to send forth His Son. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows, right, which are all these ICBM missiles. I believe they said, God dang it, I can't remember exactly. I had to look it up. I think Russia had 500 or something ICBM missiles. I think America has like 400. China has like 200 and something. So you got there's a lot of arrows, bro. A lot of arrows, and you're talking about these things that they say that burns the equivalent to the sun, to the core of the sun, and that's what's about to happen, right? And Yahweh Shai is the one who controls the four angels that's holding back the four winds, that's holding back World War III. So, but they're about to let this whole thing go and let World War III happen and push forth that charagma, that thing, right? The MOTB, right? That micro C hip says yeah, the strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, right? They've been doing a lot of testing, making sure they work right, make sure they work properly, right? Just ask Japan how Kim Jong-un is shooting practice missiles over their island. That got to be the scariest thing. I bet you can hear it, right? When it just splashes out in the water somewhere, bro. But when it come down, after all the sharpening, after all the practicing, and shall not miss, man, they're going to come down, and they're not going to, this time, it ain't going to miss. When they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. And that's part of that burning, man, right? That's part of that burning. And that's part of them eating. Everything's going good. They're pushing forth the charagma. Everybody's, you can't buy and sell unless you have the micro C hip. Everything's going to be looking good. They're going to be like, yes, we did it. See, they were saying God was going to intervene and God was going to do that. Where's your God? And see, right when that happens, boom, because all that pride, boom, hey, the Lord's going to show, oh, bro, the Lord's about to do some damage. Behold, which means feature eyes, look, pay attention. The plagues are sent. Hey, they are sent. See, the thing about the Lord is He tells the end from the beginning. So He speaks about it as if it's already happened because it's in His heart, His mind, His thought, His will. This is already done, bro. So ain't no turning it back, right? And He shall, and yeah, and right, they are sent and shall not return again. See, this whole, it's not going to return again until they come down on the earth. And the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumeth the foundations of the earth, right? Burn away all that pollution, all that madness, all the bloodshed, all the sins, the iniquities, right? Let me get back right here. This is James 5 and 3, but I'm just going to start from where I was at. And the rest of them shall be a witness against you and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, right? That's the ICBM missiles, man. Because you know that a regular bow and arrow cannot be shot from one end of the earth into the other. So we know what kind of arrow we're talking about, the ICBM missiles, right? Ye have heaped up treasures together for the last days, right? It says, behold, the hire of the laborers, right? The ones, the wicked, right? Those laborers, which the Lord said, the hands of the laborers are going to come upon you. So all these different mayors and governors, and they better not be anywhere where there's people at, because they're going to get grabbed up by these people, right? Your chief of police, right? Because he has a great deal to do with a lot that's going on. right? Right? When you watch that movie, what is it? Civil War, I guess it is called. They were going after, the the commander in chief in that joint. So I mean, I don't think you'll be able to get to that guy. But hey, bro, if opportunity ever arose in that time when people were up in their uproar, all gloves are off, man. Nobody's gonna regard their kings or their princes. Nobody's gonna give a damn, right? So yeah, it says behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. The hire of the who had laborers who have reaped down your fields, right? They being, the blue collar guy. They working, working hard, doing this, seeking forth the American dream. All you got to do is do this, and you can achieve. And all you got to do is, if you can just achieve, you could be anything you want to in America, right? Babylon the Great, right? You could be anything you want to be. Just go for it. Work hard. Put forth the initiative, right? They're gonna show you all that initiative. They just kept your wages, right? Took your taxes and sent them over to goddamn Ukraine, over to Israel, right? Right. Behold, the hires of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, right? All these different taxes. Oh, here's another tax. Here's another. Oh, wait, tariffs, right? Don't forget about the tariffs, which is another way of taxing you, right? And a trick, and that's a fraud way to do it, because he's saying he's putting tariffs on these countries, but it's really the tariff is coming to you as citizens. So that's a fraudulent way to do it, to make it look like it's not him, right? Which of you kept back by fraud crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of armies, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, of armies, man. Right? So it's about to be warfare. The Lord is about to bring down that pain upon you. Yeah, so this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 21. It said the bread of the needy, right? And that's ultimately what, man, everybody's about to be turned into the needy real soon, real quick. The bread of the needy is their life, man. Right? So people, you're holding back their money by fraud, by saying it's tariffs for the countries, and it's really for the citizens. That's their bread. That's their money. That's the way that they eat, the way they feed their family. And you're taking bread from the needy, right? Also, what makes me think about the scripture in Proverbs. Hold on, let me get that real quick. Yeah, so this is it right here. This is Proverbs 22 and 27. It says, so I'm gonna do the KJV first. If thus has nothing to pay, right, which that's what's ultimately going to start happening too, right? Things are going to be so expensive, it's going to be hard for you to pay for things, right? Which eventually, they plan on a lot of people being basically homeless, right? It says, if thus has nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed, right? See, and this is what's going to happen, man. This is kind of what kind of cruel Lord the Lord is about to put over Egypt, right? Your cruel Lord in Egypt, right? Because they're going to start taking your bed. But if you can't pay for nothing, why would they take your bed, right? But they're going to say, well, look what happened during the CV-19, and people didn't pay their apartment things, and it basically affected the apartment owners, right? Which they plan on affecting all of you, right? Because those apartment owners are basically like middle class people, so they plan on even taking your money, right? Because you're thinking, I got a little bit of money, so I'm gonna side with the rich, because the rich normally, give you these tax breaks and this and that, and it's gonna seem good, but the whole thing is to wipe out even the middle class. See, it says, if thus has nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed, right? Esau Edom, he's gonna take away your bed from under thee, right? Remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set, right? In which that's what they're gonna do during these 15-minute cities. They're gonna set up these things like that. So they're gonna be moving a lot of different things around, to do this thing. So this is the NLT, Proverbs 22 and 27. If you cannot pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you. And that's ultimately what Esau's going to do. Things are going to get so expensive, you're not going to be able to pay for anything. You're going to pay for your house, your mortgage, your thing, and it's going to get snatched from under you. Even though they've been letting these immigrants come over and squat and didn't even move them, but they're coming to move you, though. They're definitely coming to move you, right? Do not cheat your neighbor. See, and that's ultimately what Esau's doing, man. He's out to defraud by these tariffs. Keep your money, that the labors that you did, the money, the taxes that you gave, all the things. He's keeping it all back by fraud. He's not trying to give it to you. He's send it to Ukraine, send it to Israel, give it to these so-called migrants. Matter of fact, they about to basically make all the companies just have AI and that's it, and then bring in these foreign people saying that they have all these greater skills than anybody else that's here, right? So they're going to give the jobs they're still going to give it to foreigners. So this whole thing being about foreigners, and they still going to give foreigners jobs over you, right? So do not cheat your neighbors by moving the ancient boundary markers set up by previous generations, right? And so that's ultimately what's happening right now, man. Right? This 15-minute cities, they're moving boundaries, right? Right? Allegedly, direct energy weapons are being used, allegedly, right? And they're moving boundaries because of that. Now you can't afford your insurance just dropped you. You can't afford to rebuild your place because normally you would go to insurance. Hey, well, insurance, my such house. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Oh, you know what? You've been paying your insurance. Hey, here's your money. Now we'll help you rebuild your house, finance and all sorts of whatever right? Right? But they ain't talking about doing that, right? Yes, get back over here. Ecclesiasticus, which is an apocrypha, which is canon, by the way. It says Ecclesiasticus 34:21, the bread of the needy is their life, right? He that defraudeth him, therefore, is a man of blood, right? And what's going to happen because of their defrauding? People are going to come out fighting, kicking, and scratching, and killing each other for the lack of bread, man. So you are a bloody man. You are a man of blood, Esau, right? And that's why the Lord says, since you have not hated blood, blood shall pursue you. And that's what's going to happen. Judgment is coming to Esau, Edom. It's coming to this place. He that taketh away his neighbor's living, slayeth him, right? So you're going to take away a bed, the way of living, right? There's Trump again. Yeah, there you go. Let's put another tariff. Let's say we said, I guess they talked to Canada. Canada basically agreed to something, and I guess Mexico agreed to something. But hey, man, it's about to get bad though, bro. It's going to get bad. And so what happens is what people are going to, the hand of the wicked is going to come upon this place. They're going to be rioting, fighting, right? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Yeah. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. Because of the pride of the cities, right? Like that's like, what these what they're over there doing, what Issachar over there doing now, the so-called Mexicans, they're over there rioting in California, rioting over here in Phoenix. That's like the pride of the, in a sense, like a pride of the city. Like, you know what? We love this place. We don't want to leave. Yeah, guys, we heard you that you could believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the chariots are gonna come and beam us up and take us out of here and destroy this place, and we'll have the kingdom of heaven. But we want the city, so we're gonna fight them to force them to say that we can stay. Right? That's like a lot of pride, man. Right? We have the solution, the real solution, instead of giving you problem, reaction, and then solution, right? Which is ultimately going to be the micro C hip. We saying you ain't got to do no micro C hip. You ain't got to do any of that. You just got to believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. The faith of his son Yahushai, and all the things that he done, man. And we're out of here. He gonna, bro. But hey, the pride of the city shall be troubled. See, and ultimately that's what's coming, man. Trouble. What are they doing over there in Chandler? They're causing trouble. My sister said She said, they over here fighting the police. Trouble, just trouble. The houses shall be destroyed, right? Because, hey, when you can't afford to pay your thing, hey, you think they're going to let you sit there in so-called, was it homestead? I don't even know how the word is. Be a Quaker or whatever it's called. I forgot the whole thing, what they say. It's another terminology that they use. But yeah, but basically, homestead, just be there. Being a Quaker, just sit there, and just take it over, and then they just let you stay there. No, they're coming. If you're gonna get up out of here, you don't want to get out. All right, we're gonna destroy it with you in it, and shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And once you see that, you can be like, oh, Esau is the devil. Yeah, you're gonna say, hey, and then you're gonna be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? But shall destroy their houses. Right, Esau Edom, man, he gonna bring the military, whatever military is coming. Right, I don't know if it's the National Guard or the UN. I believe it's gonna be the UN and the WHO, right, and maybe some National Guards and military people too, American military. But yeah, they definitely coming with the police, right, and all that, right. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, right? And oh, you're a prepper? Oh, you're a prepper? You think you prepping? Nah, here, you take this. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna burn it. They're gonna do whatever they need to do. So that way you have to depend on the government, man. Right? And then because of all that, it says, because of the lack of bread, great tribulations, right? And then once that happens, there's gonna be a lack of bread. People ain't gonna be able to eat, right? The guy who's been saving up food can't go, hey, that's okay, guys. I've been saving up food for the last 15 years. So, hey, those who are at least my friends or my close buddies, you come over here and I can feed you. Right? Some cases that ain't gonna be the case. Because the military coming to take that, gonna destroy it, or they're gonna have other people coming to kill you to take it so they can eat it. It's gonna be a wild time, man. Right? This says, go back right here, Ecclesiasticus 34 and 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. Right? See, something with these race wars and the lack of food, lack of bread. Even your neighbor, your good buddy, your good neighbor, because he needs to eat. His son, his daughter needs to eat. His wife need to eat. Man, he don't give a damn about you. Right? Hey, bro, you gotta go. Blow your brains out, slice your head off, whatever it takes. Right? Then he gotta worry about who gonna come and kill him for what he just killed you for, right? Hey, man, a never ending cycle on that, or cycle, yeah, right. And it says, and he that defraudeth, right? Because that's this America Babylon the Great. It's always been about defrauding. He that defraudeth the laborers of his hire is a bloodshedder. Right. And that's this place, man. And that's what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. The elder apostles in Connecticut, the bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to your sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence and a Baba Ball and a Kwam Yasharallah.